letting me stop for a minute, Mike? My feet are really killing me.
Oh, that's okay. I need to look around anyways. I think I see the last marker over there. Yeah, over there. That means we're almost through.
Woohoo! I thought a couple of times we weren't going to make it. Are we going down the really wide path just there?
Actually, no. The map says don't go that way.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense because it's well lit, it's wide, it's easy to walk.
The map says pedestrians must go up the narrow path that way and on the bridge over the motorway. See that right there?
I do see it.
Okay. The wider path would mean that we would have to walk directly on the motorway. That wouldn't be safe.
Well, I wonder why the dangerous path looks better than the safer path. That doesn't make any sense.
I wonder how many people have been fooled by that and tried to cross the really busy motorway. You'd have to dodge cars to do it.
Well, that's really interesting, isn't it? The path we're being instructed to take is very narrow. There's a stile over that fence, and there it is, the bridge over the motorway.
Yeah.
I don't like heights or bridges, and that looks really high. Do you think maybe we could brave the traffic and go the wide way?
There's a path before each person that seems right, but it ends in death. This one is listed twice in Scripture. Proverbs 14:12 and 16:25. You think maybe God is trying to tell us something?
Don't go down the well-lit wide path to the highway because you might get squished?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Jesus even had a parable for it.
Okay.
He said, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it."
Based on where we are and what we're talking about? Yeah, that works.
The wide path would be the foolish choice. Even though it looks better and it would be easier, in the end it would be very dangerous.
Okay.
Walking through life is like that. There are a lot of choices we can make that look like they will easily get us out of trouble. But in the end, they lead to sin and possibly even death.
I've got one. Are you ready? I've got one.
Sure.
When I was in S1, I had a big test in history class for which I did not study.
Okay.
So I wrote the answers I thought I'd need on my hand in magic marker. Turquoise magic marker. Not only was that foolish, I got caught by the teacher. He made me wash my hands, sit on my left hand where the answers were written, and I had to do the entire test with only one hand.
You failed the test, I'm assuming.
Actually, no.
Oh?
In writing the answers on my hand, I was really studying. But while I was washing my hands, I told God that I was very sorry and I wouldn't do it again. And even though I passed that test, I was trying to cheat, which wasn't right in any way. If I hadn't gotten caught before the test, just trust me, I would have eventually turned myself in. Cheating, no matter the results, is wrong.
So you started out on the wide path, but turned or repented
Yes.
to take the narrow path, which is wisdom from God.
Yes.
Even though it will sometimes be hard and a struggle, following Jesus gives you abundant life in Him. It's the wisest choice. Unfortunately, King Solomon forgot that.
Oh, right. In King Solomon's older age, he didn't honor God in the ways that he had promised him he would, did he?
No. Solomon had many wives, most of whom worshipped other gods. Instead of encouraging his wives to follow the one true God, he built them idols and allowed them to worship those. God was very angry about it because Solomon had agreed to stay close to God and walk in His ways. God told Solomon that if he did this, he would be rewarded.
Yeah.
But if he didn't, there would be consequences.
Yep, that's true.
God said that if Solomon would follow him with his whole heart, as his father David had done, he would have a long life and a son to follow him on the throne. Solomon allowed his heart to be moved away from God by his wives, and as a result, Solomon's throne was taken away from his son and given to a servant.
Do you think that Solomon figured out he had done the wrong thing?
We really don't know that from Scripture, but Solomon did write in one of his other books that the end of a matter is this: fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. So I certainly hope so.
Back to us then. Our wise choice is to go down the path over the stile, up the hill, to the high, narrow bridge, which I will not enjoy at all.
Yup. Let's get going. I do know one thing I'm never going to do again, though.
What's that?
I'm never going to give you a turquoise marker ever again.
Now, is that fair? Come on. Oh, well. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you the next time. Bye.
Come on, let's go.
I'm coming.
Come on.